Ladies and gentlemen, he's back. Hey everyone, it's Charles. How are you today? What a week it has been in the world of Pokemon. From the announcement of the Generation 9 game set in a region based on Spain, to that of a new Legends Arceus anime slotted for release in summer, to, well, a new version of the Pokemon Journeys 1, 2, 3 theme, sung by the voice actors of Ash Ketchum and Go, Rika Matsumoto, and Daiki Yamashita. Set to a brand new opening full of big reveals and hotly anticipated character returns. So today's plan is to break down the 6 key reveals of the opening, and as always is going to be a fun time, so kindly give that like button a little slurp for the YouTube algorithm, and let's jump right in. Not only do we see these very nostalgic shots of Ash and Go beginning their journeys, but we also see them traveling across all of the known Pokemon regions, together, surrounded by various Pokemon in each region. In particular, I like the shot overlooking Lily Cove City as it brings back memories of a truly iconic shot of Ash from advanced generations. On the whole, the OP does a great job showcasing the bromance as well as establishing how distinct these two boys' goals are. That said, what did the OP reveal specifically about Ash, Go, and, oh yeah, Chloe's upcoming challenges? The big slugger in the opening's treatment of Go was a shot alongside him and Tsurugi and Asahi. Facing down the colossal titan, Regigigas. I am curious how the Regi story thread will unfold and when, considering that Go will soon complete his trial missions and, well, the more Asahi, the better. Regarding Ash's quest, we see our boy flexing his Dynamax Band, Keystone, and Z-Ring, as well as the 3 chosen ones putting those gimmicks into action, with the rest of the team members also getting their time in the limelight. And the highlight of Ash's battle-heavy feature shots is an explosive confrontation between his Mega Lucario and Leon's G-Max Charizard, which introduces some new questions as to how that battle may unfold. Furthermore, having just jumped from 36th to 15th in the world after defeating Marnie, and with only 40 or so Journeys episodes left should the series wrap up with the release of the new generation video games, I have to wonder how many battles Ash actually has left in the series. At the most, I think we can expect 1 or possibly 2 Hyperclass battles, and 3 Masters 8 blasters. But aside from Leon and likely Cynthia, who could Ash's opponents possibly be? P.S. I loved the way he threw his Pokeball in the style of the original anime. What a nice touch. Perhaps even more revealing than Ash or Go's segments was Chloe's, because pretty ribbons. Honestly, given the recent focus on flower arrangement and performances, it seems like Chloe could very well emerge as the proper Pokemon anime performer number 4. And the most interesting thing of this segment is indeed her costume, which is essentially Sapphire's Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire contest costume, and of course her Eevee is donning the same style of flower that was worn by Serena's Eevee back in the XY series. Not to mention that the choreography of Chloe's dance is also quite similar to Serena's movements in the Kalos contests, and this leaves us with a couple interesting options to consider. Considering the return of Wallace, Chloe could potentially be a participant in a second Wallace Cup. And in a Dream Day scenario, she would go head-to-head against Dawn, May, and Serena. Or the costume is simply a reference to May and Serena, and actually we may only see one of them, or perhaps neither of them. Personally, I strongly suspect that we will see Serena re-enter the anime, with her Sylveon being the Sylveon that Chloe and Eevee meet to complete their taste tester tour de force of the existing evolutions. Now, before we dig into the fresh returns that were confirmed in the opening, it's worth noting that a number of characters who have already appeared in Pokemon Journeys seem that they will likely be turning up once again. Iris, who will probably guide the group in Unova, having already lost to Ash in the World Coronation series. Marnie, who might make more cute faces at us. Piers, who is the safest motorcycle driver in the world. The Lola gang, who are now joined by Lily and Gladion. Gary, along with Blastoise, and this time Arcanine and Umbreon. Dawn, because Pokemon Journeys really loves Dawn, and perhaps most interestingly, a grown-up Tokyo, with a Gardevoir and a Bayleaf, as apparently his Chikorita has evolved. Tokyo is Go's childhood friend from Johto, and with the two poised to reunite at an older age, I wonder if Tokyo will emerge as a rival to Go or even as a surprise opponent in Ash's tournament run. Time shall tell, and with that said, let us discuss which characters of the past Pokemon anime series are now officially inbound in Pokemon Journeys. Bonnie and Clement are coming back to represent one half of the Fantastic Four and leaving just one member waiting in the shadows. As mentioned earlier, Wallace will also be re-entering the anime after last physically appearing back in the first Diamond and Pearl special in 2011, and I think it is safe to assume that his appearance will be linked to Chloe's performance since her costume is clearly connected to Hoenn. You know you want that juicy Wallace Cup 2.0, and as a bonus, Wallace's niece, Licia, will make her anime debut along the fashionable fashion man himself, and that is great. Next up, Lily and Gladion seem bound for their first physical appearance in Journeys, having thus far only appeared in a flashback in episode 37. I just wonder if they finally got their daddy issues sorted. Then we have the man with the smallest pupils in Sinnoh himself, Paul. Considering that the main thrust of Ash and Paul's storyline reached its conclusion when Ash defeated Paul in a Lily of the Valley conference, it will be interesting to see what kind of role Paul plays this time around. To draw a comparison, Gary Oak turned to a career in research following his loss to Ash at the Silver Conference. But we did not see such a change of heart in Paul when he took the L to Team Planet of the Apes. Personally, I don't really see much narrative significance in reigniting that rivalry, but even so, it is entirely possible that he could take Ash on in the Hyper class. I just don't think it makes sense, but we shall see. And lastly, but absolutely the most hype thing about the new opening and the clickbait of the century, Ash's Greninja exploded into action in the night sky to incite joyful screeching across the earth. We haven't seen Greninja since the end of the X, Y, and Z anime in 2016, and everyone missed Ninja Kermit so much that probably at least 3 YouTubers have bought themselves a Lamborghini from the ad revenue coming in from their videos about the possibility of his return. But all I can say is that I'm happy to see our boy on his way back to the anime, and even so, one big question remains. Will Ash make a smart substitution as he has in his past tournaments? Greninja for Sirfetch'd, in order to bring one of his hardest hitters of all time into the insanity that will be the World Coronation Series Masters 8 tournament. I cannot wait to find out. Well, what a banger of an OP that was, and once again the hype has been dialed up for what is likely the final stretch of Pokemon Journeys, given that the new games are due for a release in autumn 2022. The best part is that there are certainly more big surprises waiting in the wings that haven't been shown in the OP. From who exactly Ash's Masters 8 opponents will be, to other exciting character return possibilities that have the fandom squealing like a bunch of little girls. But how about you? Did the new opening get you pumped up? What reveal are you most excited for? And what or who is still missing that you want to see? I'm curious what you think, and as always, let's chat.